Good evening and welcome to another edition of Public Affairs and Religious Liberty Today. I'm your host, Edward Woods III, the Pearl Minister Director for the Great Lake Region Conference. And I am excited. I repeat, I am excited about today's show. We have the Great Motor City Elders Council. I repeat, the Motor City Elders Council. And they are straight up fabulous. And we have 4 out of 6 people who are here today, 4 out of 6 people who are going to come and share about the innovative and the creativity of the Motor Cities Elders Council and what they're doing for evangelism, but how they are doing the great work in Metro Detroit and beyond. It's good to have my friends who are fellow elders in this great Seventh day Adventist church serving in this ministry is none other than Elder Larry Key. Happy to have him. Many of you may know he still is the key to the prophecy. All the way from Selma, from his evangelistic effort that he's been doing in Alabama, right around the corner from the bridge. Let's welcome Motor City's own and its finest, Elder Larry Key. When
Thank
you
you.
want something to be done correct and right, it's always good to have a rose amongst the men of thorns. Emanating from the City Temple Seventh day Adventist Church, the Associate Secretary for the Motor Cities Elders Council, let's give it up for the cool and effervescent Elder Phyllis Taylor. Elder Taylor, it's good to have you, PT, in the house.
Yes, glad to be here.
Always need a point man, a hype man, and nothing's like a hype man. Everybody thinks of J. Anthony Brown and Anthony Anderson, but why can't we just have Elder Anthony Williams from the Burn Seventh Day Adventist Church and the public relations slash media person of the Elders Council, Elder Anthony Williams? Good to have you, brother.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
Glad to
broadcast.
be here.
Last but not least, oh, we have a couple more. The keys. We talk about evangelism, and not only has the Motor City led out in evangelism, but they've taken it to the next level and have done evangelism with our children. With our children, a gentleman, a scholar, someone who loves the Lord in public as well as in private, an encourager, a man of God. Let's welcome Elder Tim Gardner.
Good evening, elders. It's a joy to be here.
Glad to have you. And we also have someone known more for a penny for your thoughts. Someone who will speak truth to power and doesn't care who's on the side because he's always going to say what's on his mind. He's a man after God's own heart, emanating from the City Temple Seventh day Adventist Church. Give it up for Elder Hayward Penny is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Elder Hayward Penny is here. And we know he's going to drop some nuggets as well. Elder Penny, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, you know what? We're part of this Motor Cities Elders Council, and I was telling your chairperson, Elder Malcolm Jessup, who will be on a little bit later, what is the history? What was the impetus? Why was there a need, for an Elders Council? After all of our churches have elders and they function well, but why did we need an Elders Council? Can someone give us a little history, a little perspective on, the need for that?
Well, I can start since Malcolm's not here. Um, you know, each area, you have the Motor City area, you have various other areas of the conference, and people do a lot of church hopping, and you tend to want to have some unity among your churches. If you were pastoring City Temple and a third of your members went over to Burns for an event, I don't think you'd be too happy with that. And the church, it disrupts the church. So I would say the number one thing would be to unite the churches. If all the elders got together from all the churches, we would be able to unite the churches and be able to not have all of this disruption all the time. We still get a few, but having a calendar, having opportunities for elders to connect from various churches is very rewarding. Uh, the other thing is, you know, a pastor that has three churches needs help, and so if a pastor that has three churches only has one elder at one church, then some of the other elders can go over and to assist. And the other thing is training. You know, we really elders need training. We elect elders every 2 years, and so or every year in some cases. So we need to have opportunities for these elders to learn how to be an elder.
Thank you so much, Elder Penny. Anyone else want to add something? Okay, you guys are quiet. Mum is not the word, but I know Elder Penny and I can have our own conversation. But there are four of you, so don't leave him out there by himself. Um,
El-
Elder Elder Key, go
Elder,
ahead.
Elder Penny, would you share just a little bit about what happened in 2006 when we were planning the Motor City Elders Council? Can you talk a little bit about that? I know 2006 was that first meeting, and then we had another meeting in 2007, but tell us about 2006. What happened, and do you remember a few of those individuals who were there?
Well, some of the people that were there uh, was Elder Dowdell, and I believe that was 2008, if I'm not mistaken. But uh, people gotten together. But there's several tracks as to how this came about. You know, I could say at a basketball game, we were at a CFL basketball game, and Kevin Jones, who used to be the um, associate chairman of our group, uh, we just sat there and we were watching the game together. And we said, if he started talking about what was happening in his church, I started talking about what was happening in mine. And we said, man, we need to really get together on this thing. And but that was a separate track in terms of how we formed this group. And then in the meantime, Elder Dowdell was talking to uh, Elder Taylor from Burns, and they were trying to figure out how we were going to get this together. So finally, I wasn't in on the nuts and bolts of that, but we got together, and there were about 20 of us at that meeting.
Was that Elder Russell Taylor?
Russell Taylor from Burns,
Oh, that's the former director of A Chosen Few. I know that group.
chosen few. Yes, yes. But when Malcolm comes on, he'll give you a little clearer aspect to that one.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Your mic is off, Albert.
Can you
Woody.
talk to us, Elder Gardner, about the organizational structure and what's been taken, how this works?
Absolutely. Our organization consists of our chairman, who is Elder Malcolm Jessup, is our chairman, and Elder Betty Yancey is our secretary. She keeps us all organized, and we are thankful for her. And her assistant is Elder Phyllis Taylor, who is also on this evening. Our treasurer and financial person is Elder Haywood Penny, and our chaplain who keeps us at the throne of grace is Elder Larry Key as our chaplain, and our highly technical media consultant is Elder Anthony Williams, and I am heading out in our evangelism, the countdown to eternity, and also the business person of the organization at the moment.
He's trying to be a little humble there. He's actually the driving force behind the Motor City Elders. If there's a dull moment, he's in there. He's ready to do something, and get something going. So he's one of the real driving forces behind the Motor City Elder Council.
Thank you, Elder Penny.
Okay, so you have different structures and roles. Sometimes when councils form in the conference, people get a little nervous, a little skittish. What does that mean for administration? Is there something going on, nefarious going on? Is there a reason why people should be concerned? But every time there's lay people forming something or lay people doing something, there's always some question mark about who's in charge or what's really going on here or what's their agenda. How do you respond to that?
Well, going back to our history, when we first started the group, we all always wanted the pastors, the local pastors and the conference know that we're here to help and to assist. We're not here to take over or do anything, but we have always worked hand in hand with the Motor City area leader, the conference officials. We've always been up front and letting them know what we were doing, what we were planning on doing, how we were going to do it. And so we've worked hand in hand. So they have welcomed us in what we have accomplished and what we are doing. So I just want to say that point about that. So it's no secrets. We're working with the pastors. We're assisting them in any way, form, and fashion that we can.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, you're a help to the pastors, not a hindrance. And I just
Absolutely.
think we need to get more lay people involved. One of my lamentations is the lack of engagement of lay people in the conference because we're a lay driven church.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how were you able to engage the other elders from the other churches to be a part of that, to be a part of the council? I mean, I think it's fantastic. So, talk to me about that. How were you able to reach out and engage people from different churches? Because we're a lot of times we're silo in our operations, and now you're
Mm-hmm.
bringing people together.
Mm-hmm.
It's a challenge. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh, I was about to say the same thing. It is, in fact, a challenge. Um, Most of our pastors and elders are so involved in their internal uh, problems and struggles at their churches, and it absorbs all the energy and the resources in dealing with internal problems. And this organization came up talking about binding and helping each other out, and it was and still is a challenge in getting all of the elders involved in a common cause and organizations such as the Motor City Elders Council. It's challenging. Even to this very day, it's challenging. Yes.
Well, I see the chairperson of this group is here
That's
for the
the Pope.
virtual.
That's the Pope.
Oh, I am so sorry, Elder Penny. Thank you for the correction. Emanating from the Vatican City, the
Have
most holy
mercy.
one,
Have
we
mercy.
virtually with a mask, leading by example. Can
Well,
we welcome the Right Reverend,
wait,
the Bishop, the
wait a
Have
minute.
Archbishop,
mercy.
and
He
the
has to
Pope?
take off that mask so we can see his face. Because
Uh,
who is that
good
masked man?
evening, and I had such a difficult time getting on. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
take that
Yeah,
mask off.
yeah.
You can
Okay.
see. Take.
Yeah. Right now, I'm having some challenges, some dental challenges, and I don't want to scare anybody. So
Oh, okay. All right.
that's why I got it on. Okay. I
All
hope you
right.
don't mind, because if you can look, as long as you can hear me, you don't have to see me.
Okay.
Elder Jessup is your party. So we just glad you're able to join us from your busy schedule of ministering around the world. And so if you could just tell us a little bit about this, small portion of the world where you minister regarding the Motor City Elders Council, we would greatly appreciate it.
Okay. Give your question one more time. I'm getting a little static on my end when it
we're,
comes through.
we're trying to Elder Gardner was talking a little bit about the challenges and still challenges today about bringing people together, but yet you all have persevered for a number of years. So a lot of that has to do with leadership and camaraderie. So talk to us a little bit about that, and how that facilitation that you do with your great relationship skills continues to make a difference.
Well, let me tell you. First of all, it was good because I've been in the area all my life, and because I was Federation Vice President for 12, 13 years, and I was also the CFL Commissioner for several years. It kind of gave me an insight into different churches and different spiritual leaders, both at the pastor and at the elders and other spiritual leaders there. So it was easy to just reform these relationships. And then when you go in and you're looking for elders to participate in a group that's based on mission and evangelism and moving the gospel forward, it makes it really easy to get people to join, even though they will do what you ask them to do sometimes one time and then they go back. But we have a really good group of elders in the Motor City area. In fact, everywhere I go, I tell them that we have the best elders in the Lake Region Conference. And I know if anybody else is looking at, I challenge you to be better than the Motor elders. We do a lot for our elders because we want them to be the best. We want them to be trained. We want them to be ready to go to action at any time, at any place, and be able to do a good job with everything that they do. So that's why we always are focusing on training, getting them to know, to do, to understand, and then also the spiritual aspect, getting them to study, getting them to pray, getting them to get into a spiritual realm with God so that they're one-on-one. And so all of these things calculate up to the Motor City Elders and what our mission and what our tool is when we go out to work in the Motor City area. We have not only some of the best elders, but we also have some of the best pastors in the Motor City, in the Lake Region Conference. I can say that with full conviction because they work hand in hand with us every step of the way. And they always include us because they want to know what kind of input we have, because we can make a difference in the layman aspect where they're into the ministers aspect. But we kind of bridge that gap and work together for the Motor City area, for the good of the Motor City area.
Well, especially during the pandemic, can you cite some
I
examples
hope I touched on
of
your
how
question.
you bridge the gap? Or any of the elders here? Elder Taylor, how about you? You've been kind of quiet. We're a very inclusive bunch here on Proud today, but can you cite some examples about the camaraderie and the collaborations and the difference that the Elders Council has made, especially during the pandemic?
Well, we've done several
I'm having a problem
activities.
because you, on my end, you're breaking up just a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay, can you all hear me?
You're breaking up just a little bit on my end. I can,
I think that's your internet.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I okay?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. Well, most of the most recent thing was our involvement with the Project 22, and the elders got together and we did what we always do. Other things we always do yearly is our elders training, class. The pandemic, though, kind of threw a ringer in that, but yearly we do an elders training class. We always have a countdown to eternity, the 10 days, countdown to eternity. We've also have included that among our Adventist schools, even across the Lake Region Conference, our young people, training them as well to do our countdown to eternity, to be leaders, hopefully in the future. Mm-hmm. We've also have our broadcast that we just finished with the live talk with Faith Talk. The broadcast 92.7 on FM and 1500 AM, the Faith Talk. We ran that several weeks, and we also it's in a recording stage, and so you can go back and listen to the different podcasts. But I want to do a testimony or tell a testimony regarding that, how the Lord has blessed us with that venue. Most recently, our media person, Elder Anthony, received a phone call regarding someone who had listened to the broadcast coming out through Twin Falls, Idaho. She's from California. She listened and she called and she wants Bible lessons. We are sending her that. So the Lord is blessing us even in that. We never know where we're sowing a seed and the activities that we do. There's also our Sabbath school evening, Sabbath evening Vesper services that we do on our Unity prayer line on Friday and Saturday evenings. And these, how can I forget the Motor City prayer line?
Yes.
I can't forget that because I'm there every morning. But there's others right now. Those are some things that I would like that we have done and are continuing to do as well. We also conduct the Amazing Facts Bible classes as well. If I've forgotten anything, I'm sure my associates will chime in.
Let's talk about the training. I want to talk about the training. I thought the training that was sponsored by the Motor City Elders Council last year was just phenomenal. I think it was in April during the height of the pandemic, and it went for a couple of months. But somehow, some way, you were able to galvanize people together for 2 months where people wouldn't miss the training. They didn't care about Sabbath dinner. They didn't care about anything. I mean, I thought Pastor Dwayne Duncan did a phenomenal job in elders training. I mean, phenomenal job. Very thorough. Each presentation was well done, sponsored by y'all. Talk to me about that because, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I refused to miss. And I ain't going to lie to you. I said, I want my certificate. I can't come to the training, but y'all got to send that in the mail because it was just so rich, the discussion. And, I didn't care about the time, but, traveling to see my kids in Andrews Academy was always built around that training. So talk to us about that, why you did it. And then, is it only limited to elders in Motor City or can other people participate in the trainings?
I'm going to say a little bit, let somebody else jump on. It was not just a Motor City. We also had elders from wherever that you were invited, because I know there were some people from the Chicago area, and I know there was probably some from other states and maybe from another country. I'm not quite sure, but no, it was I'll say nationwide. Whoever wanted to come could come on and listen in. And what I liked about it was really he was teaching us how to take a scripture, and really dive into it really deep, but and everyone else wanted to know that as well. And of course, he's gone on to further his schooling so he can teach others, maybe in the seminary aspect.
Well, I got an ESV after that. After the training, I bought an ESV. Elder Penny, go ahead.
And this was an excellent training, and we were able to include so many others. And there was some benefit to this pandemic because we were able to get together online, and it's different to try to drive to a site to be trained as we have done in the previous years. So, there's some disadvantages of doing it online, but because it was online, everyone who heard about it got to participate. And one of the greatest benefits that I believe we get out of these elders training is that we get to hear some things, some situational things that's going on at other churches, and it helps us so that if things happen at our church, we may know how to handle it because we covered it in the elders training. And not only that, we go through the entire elders handbook. and all of the scenarios that could possibly come up. We go through it in the elders training, and some of the live trainings we've done. Um, it was really interesting because any subject can come up and all the elders get together and say, how would you solve this situation?
Mhm.
How would you resolve that situation? And so it is very important to be able to get together and discuss the various churches and somehow come away with some sort of unity.
Mhm.
But the other thing was uh, being able to come away with credentials. Um, we at City Temple, we've had business cards. We've had, I think, one time we had a credential. I think it was Elder Joyner. Was it Malcolm? Elder Joyner had us printed up some elders cards. So when you go to the hospitals, you go to visit the sick. You say, "I'm an elder at City Temple's church," and you show your elder's credential. And now that we go through this training, all of those who finish the training get to have some credentials that they are indeed an elder at their church or in our church system. So that also gives you a little more ability to actually do your jobs when you're visiting the sick and so forth.
Anyone else? Thank you, Elder Penny.
Mhm.
I just wanted to add there was one other thing that we did at the pandemic. Actually, the Motor City Elders Council, we were planning on doing a live uh, countdown to eternity series, but the pandemic hit, and so we began to scratch our heads and say, okay, what are we going to do now? And so we got together and we met and we decided to do a virtual countdown to eternity, and we put it on YouTube, and we also put it on the Motor City Elders Council website. And so individuals could each night tune in through YouTube or our website and actually experience a 10-day Bible study on end time events. So we did that at the beginning of the pandemic, but we were planning on doing a live one. And then when the pandemic hit, okay, we said, okay, what are we going to do? And so uh, through the help of director Tim Gardner, we were able to do some recordings at the Community Fellowship Church in Layford Village. And we pre-recorded the programs, and then we uploaded the programs to YouTube. And they're still there for anyone who wants to go back and see the Bible series on Countdown to Eternity. So just want
What's the website, Elder Key, for people to access that?
Okay, somebody give me that. Where's my media specialist?
I think it's hold on, Motor City Elders Council.org.
Yeah, that is correct.
Elderscouncil.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that in the chat and make sure I got it right. I'm gonna make sure you see it. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
And also, we want people to go to our YouTube page. And the YouTube page is Motor City Elders Council, I believe, and that's it. You put that in, and you should be able to get to our YouTube page as well.
Okay.
And we also have a Facebook page.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Give them that as well.
The Facebook page is simply Motor City Elders Council, and you type in that on Facebook, and it'll come up as well. So we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we have our website as well, and well, there's something else that we're about to do soon, but I guess we'll talk about that a little bit later if you want to. But we're constantly trying to improve on spreading the gospel and using all the technology, social media, and whatever we can to spread God's message.
Amen.
All right. We got it on YouTube. We got it on Facebook page, YouTube channel. We got it covered.
So I'll ask the question now. The question is, why Countdown to Eternity? You know, at one of the jobs I was working at, I had a coworker who came to me and said she knew I was a Christian. She didn't exactly know if I was a Seventh-day Adventist or not, but she was looking for material on the book of Revelation and Daniel. And I said, well, I thought your husband was an elder over at one of the churches. She's a first day member. And she says, yeah, but our pastors don't cover Daniel and Revelation. They don't talk about those books and about prophecy. And so I'm looking for somebody to find out about that. And so by us being able to do Countdown to Eternity, it gives the community an opportunity to at least hear the basics about the book of Revelation and prophecy and end time events. People are looking for those kinds of things. So I think that would be our reason for doing this. And it's people say, well, you did it last year or you did it the year before last. Well, people are still looking for that information. And so as long as they're looking for that information, it's good for us to be able to present that kind of information.
All right. I appreciate that, Elder Gardner. We want to hear. I know you're the brains behind, the self-proclaimed brains behind, from your colleagues as relates to the Motor Cities Council
Mhm.
Countdown to Eternity. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you envision and why you got that started?
Yes, as Seventh Day Adventist, our key mission, our reason for existence is to announce these three angels' messages to the entire world in preparation for the coming of Jesus. Ellen White, in Testimonies for the Church, volume 9, page 19, says, Adventist has been given the most solemn import, that is, the proclamation of the first, second, and third angels' messages. There is no other work of such great importance, and we are to allow nothing else to absorb our attention. That sounds pretty important. And God placed that upon my heart back in 2008. And based on that, I endeavored to make the preaching and teaching of the three angels' message as clear and concise, bring in all the audio and visual technology and making it so simple that even a child can understand it and a child can teach it and preach it. And that's how I got involved in putting together a series that covers these three important messages for our end time.
All right. Anyone else? The key, I know you played a role with that.
I want to add and give a little bit more detail about the Countdown to Eternity seminar. It consists of 10 relevant Bible topics focusing on end time events. It explains the three angels' message, as Elder Tim has said, of Revelation 14. It reveals the identity of the Antichrist. It offers valuable health nuggets as well. It reviews topics with quizzes and prizes and provides special music each night. Also, Countdown to Eternity, you'll be able to understand the cosmic conflict between Christ and Satan. You'll learn important keys to unlock Bible prophecies. You'll enhance your relationship with Jesus Christ as you become better acquainted with him. This is one of our key goals with Countdown to Eternity. Um, and Countdown to Eternity, what we have added that's new is we've added the Amazing Facts tracks. We've also added Bible studies, and we updated the presentations, the graphics as well. And we've added the health nuggets, which are very good. The health message is the right hand of the gospel as well. And so we included that. We want our people to be healthy. We want our members to be healthy. And we want those who are learning more about Jesus to be healthy. So we added the health nuggets. We also have more social media advertising, as already mentioned about the radio station as well. And we've increased the program to by 15 minutes. It used to be a 1 hour program, but we added 15 more minutes to include the media. Of course, I'll briefly go through what Countdown is. We start at day 10, and then we work our way all the way down to day 1. And day 10, we start off with the great controversy. Then we start about, and then day 9, end time events and Bible prophecy. Then day 8, God's final warning. And then we go to day 7, Judgment Day. Day 6, Babylon is falling. Day 5, Mark of the Beast. Now, every time we do Mark of the Beast, all kind of things start happening. You know, technology won't work. The video goes out, the music, people don't show up. Something happens because that's a very serious topic, the mark of the beast. But God has blessed us with that topic, and it has been successful. On day 4, we talk about the close of probation. And then day 3, the return of Christ, which is a glorious moment. And then day 2, the millennium, 1,000 years, when that rascal will be locked up in a pit down here on earth all by himself, chained for 1,000 years. And then on day 1, we talk about the new earth, the new heaven. Jesus restores everything that was lost due to sin. God creates all things new, and he shall dwell with his people, and God himself will be their God. So that's an overview of the program of Countdown to Eternity. And it has music in it. It has beautiful pictures and graphics. And it's just a great way to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Talk to me how when you think about Countdown to Eternity as the Public Affairs Religious Liberty Director for Lake Region Conference. I remember growing up as a kid seeing these beasts coming out of the water, and these beasts and these scary things and these sermons, that would just kind of be real scared about prophecy when there's really no reason to be of fear or be afraid of prophecy. Tell me what makes the approach contemporary so that people don't have to be afraid, don't have to be, scared of these beasts and these images. How do you present it in a contemporary fashion so that people can understand? Because so many times people think this goes over their head, but how do you do it in a contemporary fashion and make it applicable to the times and what's happening today?
Mhm. Uh, there are very simple and clear keys to prophecy, and helping people understand those basic keys and symbols helps in clarifying what John and the prophecies in Daniel are telling uh, us. And every year, our endeavor is to relate Bible prophecy to current events as it is happening in our time and tying it back to those important prophecies in Daniel and Revelation as it is unfolding before us. All of our pictures and slides capture the attention of what's happening now and how Bible prophecy confirmed it, even though it predicted it thousands of years ago. It's happening, it's unfolding, and I endeavor to capture that every year as things are happening in real time. We capture that, and that is an important component of our presentations every year.
I think that's exciting,
Add,
especially with what's going on with the Christian right and the Christian left.
Mhm.
Can you cite some examples so that people can say, well, this is what's going on? Because you see the churches, being split where it's more political and less spiritual. How do cite some examples on that, Elder Gardner, Elder Penny, or Elder Key, with regards to that? And, what would your response be if someone was to ask you those questions?
well, I think one of the important things that comes out of the countdown to eternity, as it might relate to Parl and religious liberty, is the Sabbath issue. When people are looking for, okay, what is the mark of the beast, and they're thinking some sort of computer chip, they're thinking all kinds of other things, when they don't really realize that it's going to be actually a Sabbath issue. And people are having issues with the Sabbath on their jobs now. And now that if they understand prophecy, then they will know that what the mark of the beast is, and how their suffering on their job, uh, is the result of end time events and prophecy. So I believe that is one of the main things that people could get out of this as it relates to religious liberty.
I want to add something else, Elder Woods. Just think about the United States government and the world shut down everything. They shut down our churches, they shut down our schools, they shut down everything. But think about it. After a while, you were able to go to some restaurants and you were able to go to those who wanted to go to bars and things like that. But the churches were still locked up. And they were telling us that we couldn't worship in our own churches. The United States government, we're in the land of the free, uh, but yet they told us that we could not open our churches. They even said if we open our churches, we will be in violation of the law. Now that's funny or interesting to think about. That actually happened just within 2 years, and there were other um, churches. I think about a church in California that the pastor refused to shut down his church, and they fined him in California every thousands of dollars each time he opened up his church for service. And this is the United States of America. So when you talk about our religious freedoms and our religious liberty, we didn't have any because the government showed us what they could do when they wanted to and for how long. Think about that.
Well, that didn't happen in Michigan, so let's be real clear about that. You said the United States. These were done as a statewide initiative, so
Yes,
let's be clear how that was done. In Michigan, the governor did not pull that in there, just so we're clear.
praise
It was
God.
talked about and discussed, but that was not in the case at Michigan. And as relates to our conference, that was more of a recommendation. Now, there was a myth, and I do remember receiving a call that some people believe that getting the COVID-19 vaccination was a mark of the beast. Is that true or false? And I
That
already
is
know the
definitely
answer,
false.
but I mean, I'm sure you heard it. I see Elder Penny laughing. I see Elder Gardner nodding his head. So, I mean, these far-fetched conspiracy theories are real. But did you all hear it too? Or y'all just nodding your head, or did you hear it?
I,
Elder
I,
Anthony,
I
come off
heard
mute.
that. I heard that. And that is why it's really so important for people to be able to understand the Bible. It's just, everything that happens. Oh, that's the mark of the beast. Well, people have thought that Bitcoin is a sign of the mark of the beast because money's going to be thrown in the streets and all you're going to be left with is Bitcoin, electronic money. So, it's just so many things that has so many ways that people misconceive the mark of the beast. And that's why it's important for them to know prophecy and end time events.
Elder Anthony, you were on mute, so we missed what you had to say.
Well, see, that one of the reasons why I joined the Motor City Elders, because it was a chance to step out of the box. And so just like that conception of the rumors of COVID is mark of the beast, I went to Elder Tim and asked him, can we take the countdown to eternity to another level? And so what we wanted to do was, because since it's been in the beginning, they done it in all the churches. They're in a couple of different other places. But the place I worked at, where it was a radio station where they spread all kind of error. And it really worked my nerves. So I wanted to take it to the radio and to reach those evangelicals so they could have those questions. They could hear what is the mark of the beast? What is the judgment and the great controversy? And so we talked about it, we prayed on it, put it together. We even went to our churches and recorded, and we put that on air for over 30 weeks. And that led into folks hearing it, listening to it, and even calling for a Bible study. And so that's what we have to do, is be aggressive evangelism. We have to go out and take it to them. Even though we were doing the countdown for years in our churches, a lot of folks, there wasn't enough people coming in. So we had to decide to let's just go and take it to them. And that's what we do. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy working with the Motor City Elders, because we think out of the box. We don't have to necessarily go through what we do in our churches, the red tape, so we can actually do a little more things than what we do in our churches.
Well, as the media person, Elder Anthony, talk to us about the future. Virtual transition, broadcasting. You gave us a little teaser, so now give us the whole meal.
Well, we're working on our own radio station so we can have a little more control, where we can spread the gospel. We could do a little more and bring in more ministries into it. So, and as well as virtual in the future, where right now, Elder Phyllis Taylor, she had told you that we're working with a woman in another location in Bible studies. Well, that opened up the door where we could do virtual Bible studies. So we're working on that, and with YouTube and social media, and just take it to a whole nother level by using the technology that we have. And if we think out of the box and have an open mind, there's no limit what we could do.
Also, I want to add to that that we're also with this format, this live 365 radio station, we're going to encourage and incorporate the local Motor City elders. Many of our Motor City elders are very gifted with spreading the gospel and speaking. We're going to have a format using one of our elders from the Ypsilanti Church, where she's going to do a children's ministry program, and that's going to be aired on our radio station. We're going to also have Elder Sister Blake, Jacqueline Blake. She works with saving our Black boys. So we're going to be incorporating these programs, will be uploaded to our 24-hour radio station. which you'll be able, and other elders in the community from Flint, from Jackson, from Lansing, from your church, and those individuals who already have programs. We even have another elder who has been on radio, and she has material that she's going to upload. And that's the beauty about this radio station that we'll have. The Motor City Elders Council will own this platform and own this radio station, and we can have messages and spread the gospel and different other types of programs for children, adults, teenagers, health. We're going to incorporate all the elders and get more elders involved in this. And it's going to be a wonderful platform. Elder Anthony and myself have used this platform before, and it's just a great tool to use to spread the gospel.
And pastors will be welcome.
That's right.
To come and preach and give messages and Bible studies on this station as well. So this is an opportunity for them, a platform that's already ready for them to just come and speak.
We encourage it.
Yes.
I'm excited about it, and I want to appreciate each and every one of you for coming on the broadcast. Elder Jessup, as you are here, and we appreciate you sticking with us through the technical challenges. What would you like to say in conclusion as relates to replicating the Elders Council, Motor City Elders Council, in other parts of Lake Region Conference, but not just in other parts of Lake Region Conference, but anywhere around the world? How can people get in contact with you?
I think.
Is he froze?
I'm not sure. He might be. So, well, maybe somebody else can pick that up for me.
Well, first of all, I'd like to invite, if any other elders from other churches are on, I would like them to invite them to be members of our Elders Council. We have gotten some support from the conference, but we need all the elders in the area to be involved and to help support us in our efforts. We're hoping. Are you there yet, Elder Jessup?
He left. It's a technical challenge.
We're hoping to do some training in some other areas, maybe Chicagoland or other areas to see if we can add some value to their getting started with an elders council such as ours, because it is definitely sorely needed in all of our elders, our areas of the conference.
Can I also add in there, all of our countdown materials, presentations, PowerPoints are available for sharing. There isn't any cost. It's available for sharing, and all you have to do is contact us, and I will make all of our countdown items, presentations, audio, visual. It will be available for those who are interested in presenting Countdown to Eternity in your part of the conference. It's available for you. Call us. We'll be happy to share all that with you.
Can I share our phone number? Because we have also an 800 number that can go across the nation free of charge. It's 866-766-8672. And I just noticed someone asked, there's a pastor in St. Louis who wants to work with us. So that's our phone number. We have a phone number.
That's Pastor St. Louis right here. Not St. Louis, Missouri. That's all in St. Louis.
Yes.
Who is here?
One more thing.
I just glanced over there. I just saw St. Louis.
What's the phone number? 866.
Put it in the chat. Put the number in the chat.
What's the phone number, please?
866-766-8672. 8672. That's 866-766-8672. I just glanced over that. I just saw St. Louis, so that's why I called.
Let me just say one
That's
more quick thing. Um, I'd like to thank uh, Pastor Cadet. I'd like to thank Pastor Bell. I'd like to thank Pastor Gabriel. I'd like to thank all of those who have helped us in our efforts. And we hope that um, we're living up to their expectations of us. And so I just didn't want to leave out, and all of the pastors in the area who have supported us and have helped us to get some of these things accomplished.
Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Pearl Today with Edward Woods III and the Motor Cities Elders Council, which I'm proud to be a part of. We want to thank Elder Malcolm Jessup, their chairperson. We'd like to thank Elder Tim Gartner, who does their evangelism and the countdown to eternity. We want to thank Elder Larry Key, their chaplain, Elder Phyllis Taylor, their associate secretary, Elder Anthony Williams, their media person, and Elder Hayward Penny, who serves as treasurer. Rich information that they provided. And once again, if you want to see Countdown to Eternity or many of the initiatives that these elders have provided, please go to motorcityelderscouncil.org. I repeat, motorcityelderscouncil.org and learn more. I repeat, more information about the Motor Cities Elders Council. You can also call 866-766-8672 for more information. God bless each and every one of you and enjoy your evening and have a happy Sabbath for the time that is left. But remember, Jesus is soon to come. There's no need to worry, there's no need to fret. Countdown to Eternity is here to help you, not to scare you, in preparing for the second coming of Christ. Not only do they have it for adults, but they also have it done by children as well. God bless you, each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and have a good evening.
Good night.
Good night.
good night.